everybody. Welcome back. Today, we are talking about part 4 in our series of real estate myths that we are debunking. And we're going to jump right into it because I got 5 more today. There's just so many of these. When I started uncovering these, I came up with, I think it was like 47 or something like that. And I'm not going to go through all 47, but I think we're going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go through 30 of them because there's a ton and I couldn't get rid of any of these. So anyway, here we go. Number 1, you should list your home with a super agent or a low cost agent or your sister. Okay. I'm going to debunk all of these myths because sometimes it's true once in a while. I have a friend of mine, his sister is a super agent. And if he ever listed his house, he said he would work with her. But let me debunk some of these myths. Not everybody wants to work with a super agent. Super agents in my book are defined as someone who, like a single agent is doing, I don't know, more than 200 transactions in a year, which basically equates to doing one every other day. So they show houses, they close one, they close. The reality is, if someone's doing that many closings, they're not really doing them. They're passing you off to other people who are probably doing them for you. And that in and of itself isn't a terrible thing, but just you got to be cognizant of the fact that you're not working with them, if you're okay with that. Likewise, if you go to the opposite extreme, a low budget agent, like there's lots of people that are like 1.75, 1.5, 0.5, we'll charge you nothing. We'll pay you to list your house. All kinds of craziness that's out there. The reality is you're not going to get full service. They don't even know what full service is. You're not going to get the professional photos. You're not going to get the marketing. You're certainly not going to get the experience involved with that. And there's about 25 other things that you're not going to get as well when you're going with the low cost agent. And lastly, your sister. I mean, let's evaluate your sister. Is your sister experienced? Does she know what she's doing? I can't say one way or another whether she really does or not. But when you're choosing a family member, keep in mind that real estate transactions sometimes can get heated. Who would you rather call and bless out? Me or your sister or your mom or your cousin or something like that? And do you want them knowing all your private secrets, stuff like that? Or do you not want them to? Totally up to you. Second one is, so new subject here, remove your holiday decorations. Now, this one kind of goes both ways. So I agree with this a little bit and I disagree with it in other ways. So nobody's house probably looks as pretty as when they decorate it for Christmas or some other holiday. And I'm going to give the X to Halloween. Please do not get your house all dressed up, all spooky and everything for Halloween and then put it on the market. Let's put your house on the market a week before you decorate it and do all that crazy stuff to it, because the Halloween pictures might tend to freak people out, especially if you're all in. Like I got some friends that are all in and their Halloween stuff is a little bit over the top. But for Christmas, okay, the caveat with this is you don't want, if your house sits on the market, let's say you put your house on the market, God forbid, you put it on the market December 15th and you've got it all dressed up for Christmas. Well, if January 15th rolls around and your house is still on the market, we need to get some new fresh pictures in there because your pictures are going to make it look stale. Okay. So the holiday pictures are great, but only if it's during that holiday. Once you're past that holiday, then we need to get some new pictures in there. Now, if you've gone to the expense of 3D tours and stuff like that, it's a lot more trouble, a lot more expense. So plan ahead, talk to your agent ahead of time. Which things should I decorate? Which things should I not decorate? A lot of people actually, when they're moving, they choose not to decorate. They go celebrate at somebody else's house because they just don't feel like pulling all that stuff out and having twice as much stuff to pack. That makes sense too. Redecorate in neutral tones. Sometimes, yes. Don't be too bold and not all over the house. So when you redecorate, if your walls are this color or this color, or, I mean, this is a pretty neutral color, but, or this color, oh, that's a different color than this color. Excuse me. Yes, you might want to tone it down a little bit. Sharp greens, grass color, sage green, a lot of these different really, really sharp colors, you might need to cover them up and tone it down. But if you want to go bold a little bit, just go bold a little bit, like maybe an accent wall, maybe this, maybe that, but just don't overdo it. It's really hard to say, but and it's hard to judge. A lot of times people don't want to hear it and stuff, but my job is to help you sell your home and sell it for top dollar. So if a 20-gallon can of paint covering a wall helps you sell the house for $10,000 more, then so be it. A lot of times people ask me, like, why does it make it worth $10,000 more? It doesn't. It doesn't make it worth $10,000 more at all. What it does is it gets more people bidding on your house, and it gets you $10,000 more for your house, as opposed to it's sitting on the market a long time. People are like, oh, I don't like that green room, because they forget magically that anybody can paint it. And eventually it sits on there long enough. And what are you going to do? You're going to drop the price. So it's going to get you more money. No balloons today. Must not be a balloon kind of day. The next one, fourth one, is list high. This is list high because you got to leave room for negotiation. Well, that's great if you're in a market where that pertains to it. But in this market that we're in right now, and the market that we've been in for like roughly the past 3 to 4 years, you definitely want to list a little bit low. So let's just say your house is worth $500,000. Let's list it at $499 or $474, $999 or something like that. What's going to happen is people are going to flock to your house, and they're going to bid it up. Okay. I have this saying that I invented, and I'm going to put it out here for the world, even though I've been saying it for months now. Probably other people have stolen it. People are so interested in looking for a deal. They're so into getting a deal that they're willing to overpay to get it. Now that may seem silly, but if you think about it for a minute, this $500,000 house, if I put it on for $510,000, I might get $510,000, but hardly anybody's going to see it. If I put it on for $475,000, everyone's like, oh my gosh, look at this deal. I got to get this deal. I'm going to bid $510,000, $515,000, $520,000 in order to outbid everybody else to get it. It works. We've seen it. I've got cases and cases and cases. I could just show you file after file after file where I've done it. Other people have done it, and it works. Definitely. Listing low makes you less money. This is just a follow-up from the last one. Listing low makes you less money. The market is going to support whatever price your house needs to be at. The market is going to give you support. You hear about the support in the stock market. It's like, if the stock is falling, that's got support at a certain level, and then it starts going back up. Same thing with your house. Your house has a certain value. The neighborhood has a certain value. Your house is not going to sell for less than what it's really worth. Okay. The market is going to support that. And the bottom line is, if you're listing your house at $475,000, that it's worth $500,000, and the only offer you get is for $475,000. You don't have to take that offer. What? You don't have to take that offer. So this is something obviously we would discuss ahead of time, pricing strategy, etc. But keep in mind that you should list your house with the agent that's best for you. Oh, look, the thumbs things are working now. List your house with the agent that's best for you. Treat it like a job interview. Keep your house current, meaning keep it current with what the decoration things are for today. We're not going to come out and retake, in January with icicles, and February with Valentine's Day hearts, and March with shamrocks, and April with flowers, or whatever April is. We're not going to do that every month, but you do want to, and hopefully your house isn't on the market for 4 months, but you want to keep it current with what's going on. You don't want to list high, and you don't want to list extremely low. What you want to do is you want it to be a perceived value for the area. Okay. Hope this helps. Catch you next time.